Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Brat, number one in here tonight. Good evening, PG. Much love. God bless. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. To everyone in chat needing prayer, Miss Norway, prayers. Happy holidays, everyone. Amen. Peanut Shell, number two. All right. Bless everyone from Tucson, Arizona. All right. God bless. And Brat says hits the thumbs up for Summer's channel. Let's keep her face out here in the streets. Thank you. Amen. Absolutely. Number three, Miss Justice. All right. Much love, PG. Much love to you, girl. You guys know it. God bless. And let me see. Try and find number four, y'all. I guess it was me. Right? All right, PG. Hey, riding solo number four. Number four, riding solo. All right. God bless. Good to see everybody in here. Ruby Rainmaker, Patty, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you, Anna. Grieving mama. Just a small town girl. How you doing tonight? Good to see you, Australia. There you are. Karen. There, spread love. Hello, much love and God bless. Amen. Oh, that's beautiful, Patty. Beautiful, Karen. I appreciate that. Oh, that is beautiful. Hey, hey, Jane, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello to you, Sharon. Good to see you, hon. Almost missed you there. The other Sharon, Beach Lady, how you doing? Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody in here. A lot going on out here, right? A lot going on. We had Andrew back, right? We had Andrew back out talking. That's always good. That's always good, right? Yeah. Hey Jenny, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Yeah, PG be giving him a whole lot of content, right? He like, I'm gonna get that PG, right? I'm gonna get that PG, darling, right? Yeah. Look, looky there. He's over there. He's over there keeping his channel busy with PG, right? I'm helping him out. I'm helping him out, you guys, right? And he, instead of thanking me, he's threatening me all up, right? He's like, oh, it's just a couple clicks of the mouse, right? What you what you got that cat for if you got a mouse laying around the house somewhere, right? What you even better question, what you doing clicking a mouse? Right? Ain't there any kind of animal safe around you? Right? Oh shit. Yeah, Andrew cracks me up, but I ain't in here to talk about Andrew tonight. Right? PG ain't in here to talk about him. Might talk about him tomorrow. Next day. Well, not the next day, that's the Sabbath. I won't be in on Friday, right? I don't come in Friday evening, Saturday evening. PG ain't here. So I ain't gonna be talking about him then. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. might have to discuss Andrew a little further, right? Gotta do something, right? He's like, give me something, PD. Give me something. Keep me going, boss. Right? That's what he says. I gave him something, keep him going. I've been keeping him going too. God knows that. Oh, that is so sweet. That's so sweet, Miranda. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful PG. My most favorite person in the world. Hawaii world. Wow. There you go. Hey, girl. You guys are my favorite people too. God bless. Australia, Crystal, Crazy Retired Lady, Jenny, Miranda, and Jane. All she says much, 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 much love. Oh, that is beautiful. Australia, that's beautiful. Oh, Anna, absolutely. Prayers and love for summer. Amen. Amen. Miranda sending back all that love. Anyway, tonight I came in to talk about the hotel, right? I come in to talk about the hotel. You know, I had to give Sassy Cat, Sassy Pants, Lisa J, all the same person. All the same person, you guys. Sassy Cat, Sassy Pants, Lisa J, they're all the same person, right? All the same person. I had to give them the boot last night. And I gave Beth Ann the boot right along with her. Right along with her. But I unblocked Beth Ann. I unblocked her. I let her know, that she's welcomed. And I feel that Beth Ann was a victim to Lisa J. I feel that, Beth Ann has actually fell victim to quite a few people, undesirable people, misleading her. And I'm quite sorry about that. I'm sorry that there's evil out here, who misleads those who can be misleaded. And I just, I talked with Beth Ann earlier. I made a point. To get in contact with her and speak with her upon the topic. And, and just, tell her what I had heard, asked her exactly how everything did go down, and so forth and so on. Now, there was this little group that was really after Roe, which Roe was for summer. I know that Roe was a handful, right? I know she was a handful, but and she had people that disliked her, because that's what people do, right? When you're fighting for righteousness, you're going to have a lot of haters. The devil has a lot of evil spirits running around, right? Housing up these haters. So you're not going to get away from the haters. They're all housed up with them evil spirits. And them evil spirits, are inside these people, going full blast. These people ain't very intelligent. They don't understand that they're being housed up by evilness. They don't understand that, it's these evil spirits that love to do evilness, not them, but the evil spirits who, they have welcomed in and with open arms, and, affiliated themselves with, and get control, right? They let these evil spirits get control of them. And that's truly what it is. And, it's not them that loves to do all this evilness. It's the evil spirit that, they allow to house them, that loves to do it. And the reason that evil spirit loves to, house up human beings and get them to do evil things is because they work for Satan, right? They work for the devil, and the devil wants everybody he can get in Hades along with the self. The devil knows his time is running out, and he wants to, get as many people as he can housed up with those evil spirits, so that, the evil spirit's going to flee the person, right? When they get on, when they get ready to take their last breath on this earth, when they're, when they're laying on their unlived bed to take their last, their last few breaths, um, that evil spirit's going to vacate, right? They're going to vacate and try to house up someone else, and let that person just go on to Hades, where obviously they belong, because they didn't do anything to deter the evil spirits. They didn't, accept Jesus Christ into their life. They didn't, get baptized so that the evil spirits had to flee. And they came up, with no evil spirits, and their eyes open to the cesspool of evilness they have been in, so they don't ever go back to it. It's just how it is. But being, fighting for righteousness, well, you have to put up with these, these haters, these evil humans. And Ro had to, she was putting up with a lot of them. A lot of them, she had no idea. She had no idea they were seeking to take her down. She had some that was befriending her. Oh, Ro, I'm your friend. Like evil humans do. Get their foot in the door, and and they was destroying her on the inside, right? With a bunch of them on the outside. And Sassy Pants just happened to be one, along with somebody named Mama Bear, and I guess a few others. They were all housing up over at Andrews in the chat, talking about, Ro. And I guess they even got some kind of evil, rumor started that Ro had stole an unlived person's false teeth. All right. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah. I was like, And they're like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, hell no. And they're like, yep. I was like, that shit ain't true. That just can't. Who the hell would believe this? Right? Who would believe such a thing? I'm like, whoa. That's just insane right there. That's disgusting. Right? That's nasty. I don't even know. I'm like, whoa. I'm telling you, when you are out here in this YouTube world, oh my gosh, you pay the price, baby. You pay a price out here. You get your fragile little mind screwed up all the time, right? I'm like, oh hell, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Right? That's going to be something that often keeps me awake now. I ain't never heard of no shit like that. Still up. I've heard of people, taking the coins off of a online person's eyes, and I've heard of, people taking their rings and their necklaces, their jewelry, even their wedding dresses, right? But their teeth, oh my goodness. I'll tell you, Yeah, it was like beep, 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 back up, PG. Right? I don't want to hear this shit. But I did. I did. No going back now, you guys. No going back now. I was like, crap. No, I don't believe that at all, Carrie. I was like, what? Oh, hell no. Right? Oh, hell no. The shit people make up is insane. Absolutely insane. But straight up, that is the truth. Absolute positive truth. I am not kidding. I am not kidding. Justice for you. You're so funny. But yeah, absolutely. I was like, oh my God, no. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. Um, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's insane, girl. I'm gonna tell you, Carrie, it is insane. The stuff that you hear, absolutely. I'm like, oh my goodness. Raymond says, I rebuke all you sinners over here. I'm going to tell you what, Raymond, I'm going to do you one better. Boom. I just booted you into PG hell. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Now you don't have to worry about being over here rebuking anything. You just got rebuked. Right? You just got rebuked. You came in here to you came in here to stir the shit pot and you got to lick the spoon, baby. Here you get to lick it in PG hell. Oh shoot, that laughs on you, man. Right. Yeah. Raymond just got booted into PG hell. I see you later, Ray Ray. Right? See you later, Ray Ray. Oh gosh. Oh, Ray Ray got caught up in his own sneer, right? Came in here to set a trap, got caught in it, booted into PG hell. That's funny as hell. Oh shit. Listen, Ray Ray, I wish all of them, all the haters were like you. Wouldn't be too hard to get rid of them if it was all like you, man. Straight up. Oh wow, I heard that, Crystal. Hey CJ, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Good to see you, girl. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that hotel incident actually happened July 2023. I sent the pics to PG of that mom and her children. Amen. And I appreciate that, Molly. I really appreciate it. God bless. Molly stays on her toes. Molly stays on her toes. She is excellent mod. Excellent mod. I love Molly. Oh yeah. It's good to see Brat in here. Absolutely. It's good to see Brat. All right. I'm going to get right to it. Now, what I came in here tonight to talk about, I thought you were for children. Um, so you're okay with Roe attacking people's children and grandchildren. Makes me wonder about you. Just saying, if you're okay with attacking. Listen, um, devil, and that's pretty much the right name for you, right? Um, and by the way, if you know anything about Satan, if you know anything about Satan, about the devil don't appreciate people like you who are trying to, you know, use up his identity. Because see, what you don't understand is Satan, you know, feels that he is a one of a kind over a domain, right? This is his domain to devour whoever he wants to devour. And when you step in and you put things like this delicious devil, and you're probably going to have some real issues now, right? When you want to try to portray the devil's name when you're not really Satan, you're not really the devil. I don't think you know a whole lot about occults. You probably don't belong to one. You probably ain't ever talked to the devil. You probably haven't ever got into any real deep, dark devil books. But, I think you're going to have a lot of issues, to be honest with you. And not only are you going to have issues because of what you're portraying right now to identify yourself with, but you're also going to have a lot of problems because you're here to stir up hell and havoc. When you're doing the devil's work under the devil's name, right? Not good. Not good. Satan don't mind you doing his work, but he don't want you doing it under his name. So you're kind of fucked. If I was you, I think I'd find a cross and stick it on my ass, right? I think I'd be finding a cross and sticking it on my ass. Not that it's going to do you any good because you're not a Christian. But, you might want to try something. And you just got to still toe boot into PG hell. See ya. Oh, shit. I'm going to tell you, I didn't hear Ro talk about nobody's kids. I didn't. But the only thing I know about Ro, I didn't really watch her, but I did know she was for Summer. I know she gave the Wells a lot of hell and a lot of havoc, and I know that she got them out. She got them out, and she got them talking, and she got a lot of information going that we didn't know. And that's all I need to know, right? That's all I need to know. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people talk about people's kids. Hell, a lot of people talk about their own, right? I mean, I don't know what she said. I have no idea. But I know a lot of people out here have, done some really evil things. Nobody's holding it against them, right? Nobody's holding it against them. I mean, I've seen some really shady, just like Andrew today. He said that, Christmas isn't nothing. He hates it. He said because it's a time to give a bunch of brats, a bunch of undeserving children, Christmas gifts for bad behavior. Reward them for bad behavior. They've been bad all year, and you're giving them Christmas gifts to reward their bad behavior. I mean, but I didn't see, the devil in here talking about that. Him over there, he wasn't talking about somebody's kids. He was talking about every kid in the world, right? He was over there showing how much he really, disrespects children. He was over there, showing his real hate and his real feelings for not somebody's kids, but every kid on the face of the earth, which is, if you feel that way about every child, then no child's safe around you, right? No child is safe. There you go. But I didn't see nobody reprimanding him. I didn't see nobody fleeing from his channel, right? No. I seen them all hanging right in there and, thinking that was okay. That was okay. I don't hate Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas because Christmas is the time of year, that Jesus Christ was born in a manger. It was a time when God gave us a gift that we keep on giving, right? That we keep on giving. Like it was a gift that gave everyone that wants it, everyone who wants to accept it, eternal life. I mean, that is a gift that keeps on giving because you get to keep on living forever and ever and ever, right? In a righteous place. In a righteous place where there ain't going to be no more sorrow, no more pain, no more crying, no more misery, no more anything. It's, it's all said and it's done. It's a place where everybody's going to live happily ever after. That's going to be a happily ever after storybook. A true one, a real one, right? And Jesus is going to be the one. He's going to be the one, he's the savior. He's going to be the one riding in, right? And taking all the righteous people off this earth. And he's going to be the one riding through, destroying all the evilness. And he's, and him and God are going to, he's already went to prepare a new heaven. There will be a new earth. And then it's the heavens are going to come down, join up with the earth, and you'll be able to go in and out, right? God will be running the heavens, and Jesus will be running the earth, and everybody will be living forever, and in pure happiness. They'll be singing all the time, dancing, right? Chit-chatting. Praising God, praising the Lord. It'll be a wonderful day. It'll be the world that we wish this could be. That's what it'll be. But, and that's the truth. But the old devil's loose right now, man, and I'll tell you what, it's getting loose in my chat. I think Lisa J made herself some sock accounts, right? She's made herself some sock accounts. Obviously one of, of the devil, and then she went to make herself another one of, I don't know, what was it, Raymond? And she's coming in trying to talk shit about Roe, right? She wants to come in and talk shit about Roe. I don't know anything about Roe other than she was for summer, right? I don't know nothing about her. I don't go sticking my nose up other people's asses, right? I just don't do it. I don't like the smell of shit I don't put my nose where it don't belong. I don't know Ro. All I know is she was for Summer. That's all I wanted to know. That's all I needed to know. That's it. You know, once I heard she's for Summer, hey, I'm for her. Right? I'm for her. That's why I'm here. This is Summer's channel. That's why PG's here. It's for Summer. You know, I don't know about any of that other stuff. I mean, these creators and you know, and the haters in their chats, they're fighting all the time. They're fighting all the time about all kinds of crazy stuff. They're always making up lies and rumors, and you know, they're like, I don't know how many times a day, you know, I hear one channel or another saying, oh, that PG's a liar. No, I'm not. I'm not a liar. You know, how can I be a liar when I say something and I play it the fuck out? How can I be a liar when I say, Dom Wells said this dirty stuff about his boss. And then I play Dom Wells' voice saying it. And Candace laughing. How am I a liar? I'm not a fucking liar. I just played it. They heard it. You know, I'm not a liar. Them motherfuckers just don't know how to comprehend the truth, right? The truth does not radiate in their fucking heads. And obviously they got some kind of fucking sound barriers up where the truth can't penetrate, right? That's the problem. It's not that I'm a liar. It's that they can't handle the fucking truth. And that's their problem. Not PG's. That ain't my problem. You know, I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell the truth whether they like it or they don't. I'm not the one. You know, I'm not the one that said Hunter robbed his mother for $300 to get a tattoo. That came out of Andrew's mouth. Those are Andrew's words. I'm not the one that said, you know, I think Hunter took out Leslie and Allison. Those weren't my words. Those were Andrew's words. Right? He's the one that brought everybody's attention to it. And hell, if you know, this is the boy's fucking dad. And if he's going to say shit like this, then I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen. And I'm going to say, oh, damn, you're right. That could be so. Let us go back and research this. Right? Leslie falls over, supposed to be, you know, supposed to have pneumonia or something, or the big C word. She's supposed to have the C word or something, supposed to be sick before she, you know, falls, busted her head, goes into a coma, and becomes unlived. And they cremate her up, right, in a hurry. And then all of a sudden, you know, and Hunter's living with her at the time, right? He's staying with her. He's, you know, there. Then Hunter goes back to Mama because Leslie ain't there no more. He goes back to Mama. And then all of a sudden, you know, he robs up Mama, gets for a tattoo. Mama's mad. All of a sudden, you know, she ends up with, you know, the C word or pneumonia, just like Leslie. Falls, bumps her big head, goes into a coma, right? And then becomes unlived, and they same thing as Leslie, cremate her up real quick, right? How the hell does two people end up passing away with the same damn scenarios when they're around Hunter? That is suspicious. That is suspicious, right? I mean, just saying. You know, what I'm saying is, how did death walk into two different doors with the same scenario? Right? I mean, it's kind of funny. You know, you walk in and and you find somebody unalived and there's lipstick on the mirror. And a few months later, somebody's unalived and there's lipstick on the mirror. And the same person was around both of them. Right? What are you going to think about that? What are you going to think about that? You're going to think something's pretty damn suspicious. That's all. But Andrew's the one that drawed everybody's attention to that stuff, right? Don't start it. Don't start it, man, if you don't want people looking into it. Right? Just don't start it, because we got a missing 5-year-old little girl that we feel was, unlived on the milk jugs too. And she just happened to be around Hunter that day as well. So excuse us for fucking, taking everything into consideration when it comes to Hunter. Right? I'm going to tell you, Daddy needs to back up and shut up, right? Because it's his greasy ass out here. It's his greasy freaking ass out here talking the shit about his own boy. And then getting, and then trying to turn the table like it's somebody else. No. Daddy, you need to freaking stand up and be accounted for. Or shut your freaking mouth. Quit telling everything. Right? Quit telling everything on your boy if you don't want it looked into. Hey, JPL super sticker. All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate you helping Summer's channel. God bless. God bless. But yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you. I mean, ignorant people like him, just don't sit right with me. He's ignorant. He's the one that got some explaining to do. He's got some explaining to do. Anything, yeah. Actually, I've been probably helping Hunter out because, when Andrew ain't got no other content, when he ain't got no other content to talk about, like Roe's gone now. So he ain't going to have Roe to talk about no more. Right? And he ain't got Allison to talk to or about any longer. And right now he's on me and Ziggy and Fred, right? And pretty soon, right now we're giving him content. But pretty soon, we ain't going to be giving him none, right? We ain't going to be giving it to him because we've got to move elsewhere. We've got to move other places. And, so we're not going to be giving him no attention. And then he's going to what? What is he going to do? He ain't going to have nobody to go at. So what is he going to do? He's going to come back out and he's going to be talking about his boy again, right? He's going to be talking, he's going to use his own son for content because that's what he's been doing. That's what he's been doing when he told about him robbing his mother, when he told about, how they suspected, had suspicion that, of how suspicious it was of these two ladies ended up, passing away, almost the same scenario as the other in the presence of Hunter. Come on. I mean, he's been telling it all. God only knows what else he's going to come and tell, right? God only knows. But he will be telling. He will be telling and we will be listening, right? We will be listening. That's all I can say. Yeah, they did. They did give Roe hell. They gave her hell. They made up lies on her, right? I mean, these people out here are decrepit. I'm going to tell you, there is some of these fucking haters. They're just decrepit, warped-minded, freaking weirdos, right? They're just weird. Like, how sick do people get? I mean, I bet that person that made up that lie about, the unlived humans' false teeth, you know, stealing some unlived humans' false teeth. I bet you whoever made that up probably fucking did it. Because you can't make shit like that up. You can't make shit like that up. You obviously had to have done it, right? Or know someone who did it in order to say something like that. That is like super freaking weird and disgusting as hell. And you know, I was asking Beth Ann, where the hell did, you know, where did that originally start? Where did it originally start? You know, who was the original person telling it? And she was like Mama Bear. Right? Now I don't know nothing about this Mama Bear person. I really don't. I think they might have been in here at one time. I don't know. Um, you know, I don't try to keep up with everything. You know, most things, but not everything. Um, I've heard of this Mama Bear. I don't know if they've been in this chat or not. I don't know. But is that Mama Bear? Does anybody know if that Mama Bear's ever been here? I think they were. But I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't want that Mama Bear in here. I wouldn't want, hell no, I would be, come in here, you're going to get blocked, right? You're going to get your ass in PG hell because you go to say something like that. If that's where it originally started from, then that Mama Bear must she must have somebody else's teeth in her mouth, or she freaking knows somebody with somebody's teeth in their mouth, right? That stole them. They literally stole them from an online person. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't want nobody like that around me, right? I'd be, man, I don't know. I'd be afraid I'd see the person them teeth belong to protruding through the person's face, right? Like some freaking Ebenezer Scrooge shit. You know, you'd be seeing the person that owns the false teeth trying to manifest through their face, take their teeth back. I'd be like, oh my gosh, that'd be scary. I can't have nobody wanting their teeth back haunting up our chat. That's insane. Oh damn, really? She abuses her kids? Wow. Yeah, if you abuse your kids, you probably could steal somebody's teeth. You know, yeah. I don't know. She must have thought those teeth were expensive or something. Couldn't afford none of her own. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Ro knew how. She knew how to freaking get Don and Candace, you know, up in the air, right? She knew how to get their tail feathers ruffled. She sure did. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you, she really got them talking, getting them, you know, some good information out of them. On there for a minute. There for a minute, she was, you know, they felt like they had a need to talk. And those are the kind of people these missing kids need. These missing children need people who know how to ruffle up feathers and get these suspects talking. It's just how it is. Yeah, Don B still has a YouTube. Yeah, I'm sure he does. I mean, hold on, I tell you. I don't know. I haven't been in Don B's channel either. I haven't been in Don B's channel in a while. Yeah, he still has a channel. He was on 9 hours ago. It's just Don B. It's just Don B. I think he had something, some channel, Don B, Sweet Tea, something like that. Now it's just Don B. So I don't know. I don't know if he keeps changing it up or what's up with it, but Yeah, I just seen him. I just seen him he's supposed to been on 9 hours ago. I didn't watch it, but I just went and looked to see if he had a channel. But yeah, he does. I like Don B too. He knows how to ruffle their feathers as well, right? Especially Candace's. Especially Candace's. I like JLR too, because JLR knows how to ruffle their feathers as well, right? And these are the people that YouTube needs. This true crime community, they need people who can ruffle feathers. That ain't afraid to ruffle the feathers to get the answers that these children need to have them found and brought home. But you always got these haters, trying to lie and make up stories and say weird shit in order to, minimize these children's channel. They want to, try to make the child's channel disappear. And, so you believe it or not, there's a lot of evil humans. They're not out here for these kids. They are not out here for these kids. They're out here against these children. They are out here, to make sure that evil gets served, as in gets away with what is done. There are people out here, they don't care about no missing kid. All they care about is a bunch of drama and evil continuing to flourish and be evil like they are. You know, those are people, misery loves company, right? These are people who feel they're going to hell anyway, and they want to make sure that, cases don't get solved, because if a case gets solved, then the people in prison might get redemption. They might end up going to heaven. And, they don't want that. They want that person to stay free, stay evil, and end up in Hades with them. You'd be surprised at how many people, they feel better about going to hell because they think so many other people's going to be there. That ain't how hell works. Hell doesn't work like that. Just because your friends are there or even your family is there, it don't mean you want to be there, right? What, you want to go to hell and be miserable with everybody else? You want to go to hell and have your freaking tongue cleaving to the top roof of your freaking mouth? You want to go to hell and just wish you had a drop of water and you ain't got none? You want to go to hell and breathe freaking air so hot and so stale that you feel like you can't breathe at all, right? Really? And that's going to make you feel better because there's so many other people there going through the same shit? So that's going to make you feel better? I mean, what kind of fucking ideology is that? Right? I don't know. It's like, wow, okay. I'm glad you're so, I'm glad you're so happy about going to Hades because somebody else is going to be there. Doesn't matter which place I go, I'm going to know people. Let me tell you, it does matter. It matters to me. I don't care. I don't care if I don't know anybody in heaven. I still want to be there, right? I don't care if I know anybody or not. If everybody else went to hell, then what, I'm going to still be dancing and glad I didn't. Come on. I'm going to tell you, the human mind and how these people think. I mean, they don't have, you'd be surprised how many people don't have a logical mind anymore. How many people don't have no common sense, right? It's like, what the hell happened to you? Where did you come from? I thought we was telling. Sure. Oh, you know what? And come to think about that. Yeah, it will be 4 years since Summer's been gone. Do you know? I was talking with Beth Ann tonight, and Beth Ann tells me that Sassy Cats, which is Lisa, right? Lisa J. Sassy Cat, Sassy Pants, Lisa J. As I said, they're all one. PG. Love you, PG. Summer is the only victim. She was an innocent 5-year-old baby. Enough is enough. Summer deserves the truth. We all love you, Summer. Amen, girl. Hey, Carrie, I appreciate it. God bless. And you are so right. You are so right. You are so right. Absolutely. How I feel. It's how I feel exactly. Summer is the victim. And that's what we're all here for, is Summer. And to find Summer, get justice for Summer, closure for her brothers and all of us. Absolutely. I so agree with you. And I'm going to tell you something. And yes, that's the whole thing out here, is to be for the missing children. The missing children are the victims. And Roe was for Summer. Roe was for missing children, right? She was for missing children. And they all turned on her. But as I was saying, oh yeah, I appreciate that, Brett. I really do. I really do. And I do appreciate the support for Summer's channel. God bless. But I'm going to tell you something. Lisa J told Beth Ann. First, Lisa J was telling me and Beth Ann that Candace and Don Wells was having her followed around. Now, let me explain this. Lisa J flies a sign. I don't know. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what flying a sign is. Okay, I will look at that justice for you. Did you send it through? Did you send it through Facebook Messenger? Yeah. Okay, you did. Okay. Carrie, you know, Australia don't know what flying a sign is. Okay, let me explain what flying a sign is. Here in America, the homeless people, and some people that ain't homeless at all, people who are just seeking to make money. What they do is they make a big sign, out of a piece of cardboard or paper or whatever, and they make a sign and it says homeless, anything will help, and they hold it up in the middle of the streets, um, you know, all over America. You got people in California, you got people in Florida, you got people in every state, and they get they get on heavy traffic places where a lot of people are traveling, and they hold this sign up at usually red lights, right, at a four-way stops or red lights, and they hold these signs up, wanting you to help them. Some say homeless will work. Some say hungry, help me. Some say, I'm veteran, help me. They got all kinds of different things on their signs to get money. And they hold them up. And some of them will flip them around and hold it up and flip it around and hold it up. Most of them just stand there and look pathetic holding it up, right? And then a car window, 10 cars back will go down, right? For listen, this isn't funny. This isn't funny. Yes, it fucking is. Listen, there'll be a car. There'll be a car window rolled down 10 cars back to flip out a cigarette, and here this mother freaker with the sign will take off. They will take off like like Speedy Gonzales. They will take the fuck off and jog all the way 10 cars back. Right when that window starts to come down, they're already standing there looking in it. Because they think that car is going to handle some money, and all they was going to do is flip a cigarette out, right? And you're like, my gosh, this person act like they couldn't hardly freaking walk. They, maybe can't even talk. And then all of a sudden, this window starts to roll down 10 fucking cars back, and they take off. They have no disability at all, right? I mean, they're running like fucking Forrest Gump when his braces fell off, and to get to that car. And, they was just going to toss a cigarette out. And they have some homeless person looking them in the face. And it's like, whoa, where the hell did you come from, right? I ain't got no money, man. I just flipping my cigarette out. What the hell? Yeah. Well, that's what flying a sign is in America. And Lisa flies one, right? She flies one. And when you're out there flying the signs, you get a lot of, especially if you're a woman, you get a lot of weirdo men, right? You get some real weird men because they figure if you're homeless, you're flying a sign, you probably do something else for a few dollars, because that's the way humans think, right? I mean, let's get real. This is the way, humans think. And she has some really weirdos, some really weird weirdos in trucks and stuff following her around, right? And she has the audacity to say, I had to, stop doing this and that because I think the Wells are having me followed, or, and stuff. But she tells Beth Ann that she believes PG's having her followed. Right? I'm like, why the hell would I have Lisa J followed? I mean, I told Beth Ann, I said, you think I'm going to, spend my hard-earned money getting somebody to tell Lisa J? What the fuck would I do that for? That's weird. That's insane. But yeah, she had the audacity. I mean, I think she's got like some paranoia, schizophrenia going on, right? Or some type of, mental issues, because to be honest with you, I mean, common sense tells you if you're a woman and you're out there with your behind in the middle of the road, flipping a sign around, asking for freaking money, I'm talking about you're homeless and you're hungry and shit. You're going to get weirdos. You're going to get weirdos following you around. Hey, baby, how about a hot dog, right? How about a hot dog? And where we can find the bun. Jump on in. I mean, what the hell? You're going to have this kind of weird stuff going on. And that's common sense. Nobody's having you followed but you for having your backside out there in the middle of the street instead of behind a cash register somewhere, or, a computer working a real fucking job. Get a real fucking job and you won't have weirdos following you, right? Come on. Don't be accusing people of having someone trail you and, bitch, you in Arkansas. I mean, come on. Ain't no... You got to be kidding me. You have to be, let me tell you something. I don't know. There might be some good parts of Arkansas. There might be some, New York City, right? You got Manhattan, right? You got Manhattan. You got some really nice places in New York City, right? But then you got the slums. Just saying, every place has, nice places, and they have the slum. But I'm going to tell you, I've been in Arkansas, and I'm going to tell you right now, I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. That place I'm going to tell you, I thought I was in hell. No lie. I mean, these people look like they were straight up out of prison, right? And they was working in most of the places. I'm like, I ain't never seen no shit like that. I had to go. I had to go. I was so glad to be out of there when I was. And the only reason I was there is because Lisa J saying that Don and Candace lived in this particular house in this particular area. And I'm going to tell you something. There ain't nobody going to be following your ass around there. Not if they value their ass, right? If they value their ass, they ain't going to be following your ass. That's for sure. Come on. I mean, Lisa J needs to get real. Ain't nobody going to be following nobody. But yeah, that's something. I don't know what's up with her. She like really needs to see a psychologist. Straight up. And a damn good one. I'm going to tell you, I think she's been out there too long. I really do. Maybe there's no coming back. I have no idea. Yeah, she is a liar. She is a liar. God knows she's a liar. I'm like, damn, that was insane. But that ain't what I came in here about. Well, it was. But I got more. Now, last night I was explaining to everyone, right, about the hotel. Now I'm going to tell you what happened. Lisa J, right here.
Yeah, man.
How many people are watching that right now?
I don't know how many people are watching.
Can't tell.
I can't tell.
209 people. Hi.
Now, this is when Lisa called Pam. And Lisa asked Pam to call law enforcement. Lisa J lives in Arkansas. And Lisa J, sassy pants, sassy cat, sassy pants, Lisa J, as I said, they're all one. They are one in the same. Okay. Now, let me explain something. I'm just going to call her Lisa J. She goes under Sassy Cats and Sassy Pants on YouTube. But her name is Lisa J. That's her real name. Well, I'm not going to say her last name, but it's Lisa. Anyway, Lisa she calls up, she hits Pam up through Facebook Messenger, and she asked us, Pam, will you call the police and have them sent to Candace's hotel room? Pam said, no, I ain't going to do that. She said, you need to do it. And Pam says, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't call the police. Well, see, Lisa had been corresponding with Candace, and you're going to hear Candace lie here in a minute on another clip I got. But Don and Candace Wells, Candace had been corresponding with Lisa when they were in Arkansas. Lisa was one of the women that Don and Pam Wells had picked up at a soup kitchen, where homeless people go to get some food. She was there with her baby. They picked her up and took her home with them. She was one of the people staying in Don and Candace's Don and Pam's garage in Arkansas, with other people who had children, were inside that garage. Don and Candace Wells also had a man that was sleeping up on the roof of the garage, keeping an eye out for, law enforcement and other people that ain't supposed to be around there. Anyway, they also had people living in the yard. They had people living in the house, right? Because they pick up these homeless people with children. Well, here's what happened. Law enforcement done a bust there. Law enforcement pulled up one day and they went through there. They children's services too. They went through there, and they took a bunch of children out of the garage. Lisa J was one of them that had a child in the garage that got taken away. She did not get the child back. The children they took out of there and CPS took away, these children showed signs of being SA'd. That's why nobody got the kids, because they were being SA'd. And some SAers were arrested. They were some SAers that was hanging around Don Wells' house that got arrested in Arkansas. Now, Don Wells, claims he was working, just like he did with Summer. He was working and all of this bullshit. And him and Candace got together. That's around the time they got together and got the hell out of there. Right? Out of that mess is when law enforcement and Child Protective Services was coming down on everybody. The reason they had even picked up Candace is because she was pregnant. She was going to be having a baby too. So you tell me what kind of operation Don and Pam was running in Arkansas. Okay, I think you get the gist of what was going on at Don and Pam's house in Arkansas. Okay, now, when Don and Candace went back over to Arkansas to stay at this hotel, they got back with Lisa J. Right? She started talking with them again. Matter of fact, Don and Candace both met up with Lisa J at a church. They went and met up with her at a freaking church where they were serving food. Now, here's the thing. Lisa wanted law enforcement called to Candace and Don Wells' room about this woman and her 3 children. And Candace knew law enforcement was coming because Candace was outside waiting on them. She knew they were coming. That's why she was outside on either Daisy's or Jinky's live. It was Daisy's or Jinky's live. She was on one of their lives with the outside the room waiting for law enforcement to come. This was a setup. Candace and Lisa, in my opinion, this is my opinion, Candace and Lisa had corresponded together and said, look, I'll get somebody to have law enforcement come there and check that room so that this mother and her kids, to prove that they ain't in your guys' room. Now, this ain't funny. This here isn't funny. I promise you, this ain't funny. Anyhow, she does this. And Pam says no. But Pam says maybe Beth Ann will do it. So they call up Beth Ann. And Beth Ann makes the phone call. Beth Ann's the one that called this police officer that you're looking at now out to this room. But it was Lisa J's ideal. And Candace knew they were coming because she's outside waiting. They had it set up. They set it up.
It's hardcore, bro.
It's hardcore, bro.
Somebody's going to come talk to you, okay?
Okay, what's up?
I don't really know all the details. I just came here to help them. I just got here first.
I just went up and got me some food out the lobby and come back.
Do you live here?
Yeah, I stay right here in this room right around the corner. My husband's in there.
Somebody said something about you live here. You are here. You're from a YouTube channel, which
I'm from a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I don't know.
I hang out with YouTubers on live.
Okay.
She's also a personal friend.
151 right here.
Personal friend.
Huh?
You have kids in there with you?
No.
No?
There's no kids. My husband's there sleeping.
Husband's in there?
Yeah, I mean, I can show you right now.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to leave my food set right there.
Just hang tight here, okay? Yeah, don't go in there yet.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't really know
Yeah,
what's
there's something shady going on.
on.
Candace knew what was going on. She knew they were coming. You could tell she knew they were coming. She knew.
Oh, so someone told us about you possibly being in custody of kids that are not yours.
No, sir, you're wrong.
See, you possibly being in custody of children that are not yours, talking about the 3 children that belongs to the little Mexican girl that's been hanging around the hotel, right? With her 3 children.
Okay. Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
I have no kids in my room. You can look.
There are no kids in there?
No, you can look.
Is it okay if
No.
I look?
Yeah, come on.
Give me one second.
Look, my husband's in there sleeping right now.
What's his name?
Donald Wills.
Okay.
Baby.
Hang out right here for me, Candace. Hang on.
Somebody's car.
Don't have no clothes on.
That's fine. Hey, man, get dressed and step out here for just a second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we don't have no kids down here.
So,
We have grandkids that live on the opposite side of us,
Okay.
but they're not here with us.
Okay. Is it okay if I search the room?
Oh, I don't have no problem. As soon as he gets dressed, go
As
ahead.
soon as you get dressed?
Yeah, no problem.
You are aware that you are allowed to refuse, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can refuse to.
I mean, but there's no kids in there, so, you know, why not? You know,
Perfect. I just got it.
somebody from YouTube.
they're saying
called
we
the
got kids in there that are not ours. That's what I just told them. Yeah, go look.
Okay. And
Go for it.
You have the right. You have the right.
No, go ahead. You'll see toys for kids because they're grandkids, but there's no kids in there.
You'll see toys for kids, but you won't see grandkids. You'll see toys for kids. I'm going to tell you something. Candace and Don Wells had been befriending this Mexican girl and her children. They had been offering to let them come in and sleep in there and giving them food. And even Justin bought a bunch of tents. He bought a bunch of tents and he asked for that girl and her children to have one, to get one of those tents, and some other people, so that, you know, so that they would have a place to keep the children and so forth. And he sent the tents there to that hotel for Candace and Dawn to pass out. And they did not give that girl no tent. They didn't give that girl nothing, right? They didn't give her nothing at all. And they have been befriending her. And I think that the toys in their room wasn't for their grandkids. The toys in their room, in my opinion, the toys in that room was for, as those children, the girls' children had been in that room.
And your grandkids were over here.
This morning with their mom.
Okay, we had to call, you know.
Their mom lives here too, so yeah. It's cool, y'all. Don't worry. No sweat. No big deal. This happens all the time. Huh?
What happens all the time?
YouTubers.
This happens all the time. The cops are like, what happens all the time? Nobody's did this before. Nobody's did this before, but this girl and her kids are about to disappear. That's what you guys don't understand. When they had this done, Lisa J had contacted an RSO she knew. She was corresponding with Dawn and Candace. She contacted an RSO that she knew, and she had Candace and Donald, and I don't know if the girl and her 3 kids went there also. Then the RSO showed up. I don't know. All I do know is Lisa J and Candace and Don Wells, they were all meeting up. Lisa J had contacted this guy who is an RSO. Hold on, and I'll show you his picture right here. This is the guy that Lisa J had contacted, right? She was contacting this guy right there. And this man, and he is an RSO, right? Anyway, long story short, at the time this mother came up missing with her 3 children, Lisa J, Candace, and Don Wells were all meeting up together. Lisa J had contacted this guy right here, and they was all meeting up when the mother had disappeared, right? when the mother had disappeared with her children. And a whole lot of us YouTubers, even myself, called that hotel. Even myself inquired about this girl. Even myself tried to search and find, and I couldn't. Even Justin also got in on it. Even he tried to inquire and find out where this woman went, if anyone knew, and nobody did. The only thing they could tell us was that she had been there for a long time before the Wells ever showed up. She and those kids were there, and somehow they just disappeared, and nobody seemed to know where they went. Right? Yeah. This is a true story. True story. Absolutely true story. Anyway, we're going to go on because, and this right here,
so they do that, the evil.
this is what, this is what happened right before this mother disappeared. And I believe it was a setup. I believe it was a set. Candace knew what they were going to do. And she wanted a police report that these children was not in her room. Now, once the police left, because the police went in, I'm going to let you finish watching this, but the police went in and checked the room.
Ones do.
Is it the same YouTubers every
It's
time?
probably JLR and all them.
Is it Jonathan?
Probably.
I figured.
I don't doubt it. And I talked to you the other
I
day.
figured that.
We have a channel, but I don't do
Police officer.
nothing with children on my channel.
Like me and
I
my
think
buddies
it's-
from Mount God.
Yeah, we don't do none of that. I'm sitting over
I have a channel, but I don't do nothing with children on my channel. Candace, didn't we just see you and Donald videoing a family of children down the road? Didn't we just barely witness you and Don Wells walking and freaking videoing someone else's children until a bunch of guys came out and started looking at y'all, and then you turned and act like you were doing something else? Because we clearly witnessed that, and it was on your channel, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys remember her and Don Wells filming those children a ways down from them on her channel just not too long ago. Yeah, they did. Absolutely, they did. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. She ain't doing nothing with kids. I think they're doing a whole lot with kids.
here drinking soda and talking to my friends.
Yeah, no, I understand. We just got a call, and we got to come check it out.
Yeah, there ain't no kids in there though.
All right.
Appreciate y'all. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Sorry y'all had to come out. Y'all have a blessed night.
Y'all have a good night, okay?
You
That's
too.
such bullshit.
Instead of saying Daisy on it, maybe we should say YouTubers.
She did. She did talk to him just the other day. She did talk to him the other day. She talked to him the other day when this right here happened.
Hey, where's Summer? Candace, where's Summer?
All right. Yeah. That's when she talked to him. That's when she talked to him.
Hey, where's Summer? Candace, where's Summer?
Yeah, where's Summer? Where's Summer? Right? That's when she talked to him. That's when she talked to him. That's the only time she talked to him. Other than this, when it was set up. When it was all
It's
set
not
up.
looking at just one person, it's looking at everybody as a whole.
Now, take a look at the top of the stairs. Take a look up the top of the stairs. As soon as the police are gone, this mother with her children comes, look, they come back down. They come back. Candace had this mother and her kids hiding. This mother and her children were upstairs hiding while police came and checked that room. Candace knew because the mother was hiding while the room was being checked, right? This mother had no idea what was going on. But she was up here hiding. Candace probably told her, I heard that police might be coming, so you and your kids need to go upstairs and stay there, right? In case they come. I think a YouTuber's calling the police. And this mother believes it, runs up here and hides while sassy cat Lisa and Candace could get, either Pam or Beth Ann to call 911, and Beth Ann did. Candace already knew law enforcement's coming. She already knew law enforcement's coming. They had it planned. And this mother right here was about to disappear. This mother with her children was about to disappear, and she did. She did. After she disappeared, right at the same time that Dawn, Lisa, and Candace met up at this church. And Lisa had contacted this guy right here. That's when the mother went missing. And nobody has seen her since. You tell me what you think about it. Because in my opinion, somehow, they was able to get, to gain the trust of this mother with these children and make her feel like she's safe when she wasn't. I think when they went to meet up with Lisa, they possibly had the mother and the 3 children with them. That's what I think, because this mother hasn't been seen since, right? Nor her children. That's what I'm saying. And that's the truth. That's the truth, you guys. And that was at the hotel in Arkansas. See? Here comes the mother. Here she comes. Oh, you're fine, hon. See? Look. She's probably, they're gone. Right? They're gone.
Oh, you're fine, hon.
Yeah. You're fine now, hon. And look at Candace's face. Look at her face. She's like, you're going to be gone soon, bitch. Right? That's the look she's got on her face. Like, you're going to be gone soon, bitch. I'm going to tell you, that bitch, right? Look at her face. She's evil. Candace Wells is evil. And this mother and her children did disappear from that hotel. That's the truth. After Dawn and Candace Wells befriended her. And Lisa and Dawn and Candace met up. And this weirdo was contacted by Lisa. Right? And I'm going to tell you, Lisa was with the Wells in Arkansas when all of these kids got took. She was part of that ring of people, right? At the Wells house. One of her children were one of them that got took as well. There you go. Right there. Look. She's looking up there. Look at her look up. This lady hasn't even come down. And Candace is staring up there at her. Right? Busted. Busted. Freaking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You know, I'm going to tell you what. The freaking roaches in that hotel knew to stay away from the wells, right? Even the roaches like, oh my gosh, look, ain't going back there. You know, that roach had a cell phone like, help, somebody come pick me up, right? Gotta vacate. Even a roach knew the freaking feet don't fail me now. Get the hell out of there, right? These people are disgusting. Yeah. And this is the same hotel. When Don was trying to get on alive, right? He was trying to get on alive because he was pissed off at me. He was trying to get on alive, and he turns the camera, and freaking Candace is like hanging in midair, right? She's like hanging in midair. Like it was some really creepy, weird, you know, yeah, some real paranormal shit going on. It was like, whoa, her feet are off the freaking ground, right? She's like in limbo and just frozen in time in midair. It was like weird as hell. I was like, whoa, right? Yeah, I'm going to tell you, there's some real weird shit going on there. These people are freaking freaky, creepy, weird. Straight up. But that's what went on at the hotel. That is exactly what went on at that hotel. Yeah, it was. I'm not lying, man. This is true stuff. These are facts. That went on at that hotel. This lady, this young mom and her children totally vanished. They totally vanished. They had been around that hotel for forever and a day and just vanished. Nobody knows where they went. Nobody. Haven't been able to find them. Right? So, you tell me. I don't know. Oh yeah, he did, Anna. Yes, he did. Yeah, he was being mean as hell to his grandkids, wasn't he? He was being real mean to his grandkids. Yeah, that was at that was the hotel with she was motorboating in Day Day's pool. It was Day Day's pool. It was at a house that Day Day was getting ready to sell. Her and her husband sold it. But they let Candace come there and motorboat her feet in the pool before they sold the house. Right? Like, whoa, I bet the people who bought it didn't know that. That's disgusting. Not enough, there ain't enough freaking cleaning products in the world to get that mess out of there. And then she was with Benny Keys, right? I think that's the first time. Benny Keys the only one that's ever been able to talk Candace into immersing that ass in water, right? I gotta give the boy props. First one to ever be able to get her to immerse that ass in water, straight up, at that hotel. And yeah, I heard that they had to shut the pool down until it was drained and cleaned after that. That's what I heard. I don't know. That's what I was hearing. That was word on the street. Hey, H. Davis, how you doing, sweetie? You got that. That is so true, Anna. Hey, Jelly Rose. Jelly Rose. Why don't you just call yourself Jelly Roll, Lisa? Huh? Why don't you call yourself Jelly Roll? Why don't you go seek some help? Why don't you go seek some help? You've done come in here under like 3 different fucking names, right? You done came in here under like 3 names. You must have a, man, you don't have a freaking sock account. You got a fucking sock drawer, right? And now it's you because it took you a while before you came back, right? We know it's you. You're sitting there trying, pretty soon they're going to ask you for a couple phone numbers to make those accounts. You ain't going to have them because you only have your one that don't work half the time. And then you're not going to be able to make no more. And all of your accounts going to be in PG hell, right? Because I'm catching them as they come in. I'm catching them as they come in. And then all your accounts going to be in PG hell, and that's going to be, you're done. you're going to be all done. You just have to sit back and freaking watch and endure, right? That's what you're going to do. I just opened me a cold one, Lisa. I bet you wish you had it. Like my turkey leg. Bitch, I threw that turkey leg out in the yard for the critters. I thought it would serve them better than it could ever serve you. Man, that cold one is so good, Lisa. I know you wished you had it, but you don't. But you don't, and I do. You don't, and I do. I bet that makes you angry, right? Especially when you're sitting in PG hell and you ain't got a cold one, and PG does. Yeah. I bet that makes you so angry. I don't know. I don't know if you can retrieve any of Doug's lives. Man, I don't know what happened to that guy. I mean, I don't know what happened to him. He was one hell of a YouTuber, but he had, Doug had his issues. He had his issues, He was really good. He was really good at what he did, as far as helping the children and everything. If he could have just, if Doug would have been able to just, kept himself under control, he needed like some anger management classes, right? He needed some anger management classes. He needed to know how to, conduct business and not let, not take things serious. What I'm saying is, he shouldn't have, he was vulnerable. He was vulnerable. People knew his weaknesses. It didn't take long to figure out Doug's weaknesses. And, and he needed to, work on not letting people, rub him the wrong way. Out here in this YouTube world, you have to be pretty calloused, right? You got to be pretty calloused because you're going to have all these haters coming at you. And you have to conduct yourself in a way that, you know, that isn't going to allow these haters to, you know, win the battle, right? You got to conduct yourself in a certain way. And that's, you know, that's pretty much, I observed Doug. I sit back and observed him. And, you know, he just let it get to him. You know, he was vulnerable. He let it get to him, you know, and you can't do that. You cannot do that. You know, when you start to feel, you know, when he started to feel the pressure, you know, of these haters, what he needed to do is, you know, take 5. That's what he needed to do, was, you know, take 5, recollect yourself, and, you know, and strategize. You've got to, you know, you got to know your strategy. It out here is like playing chess, right? These people are used to playing checkers. That they don't, you know, they don't play chess. And therefore, you know, if you're a good chess player, you'll whoop them every time. You know, you'll win the battle. You know, over the haters. But Doug didn't know how to, he didn't know how to keep himself from flipping the fuck out. That's what he did. He flipped out. I'm not gonna lie. He flipped out on people. And, you know, and that's what they wanted him to do, you know, so that they could, you know, they could come in and seize everything. And they did. They seized this channel. You know, that's how they do it. You know, Doug should have, you know, you don't think harder, you think smarter, right? That's the thing. I don't know. I don't, you know, he got his channel took. He got with the wrong people. He trusted some of the wrong people. You know, he trusted people that wanted to, you know, take him down, and they did. That's what happened. And it was sad because he was really good. He was really good about, you know, helping the kids, because he was for the missing children. He wasn't for no suspects. He was for the children. And he was, you know, he was really good at, you know, calling out the suspects, getting information from the suspects. He knew what he was doing. It's, you know, we lost some really good people. You know, Molly Golightly, she was a go-getter when it comes to the missing kids. She really cared about the missing children. I know that she did a lot of other stuff. But, you know, that has nothing to do, you know, with them being an expert at getting information for missing children. When it came to doing what, you know, what true crime is about, these people knew how to do it. They went the extra miles. Molly Golightly went the extra miles for these missing kids, especially Summer. She put herself through a lot to get information for Summer, a lot. You know, most people wouldn't have done that. Most people wouldn't have did what Molly done to get information for Summer. They wouldn't have put themselves through that. And Doug, a lot of people wouldn't have put themselves through all the stuff he did. You know, we lost some good people. We lost some really good people, you know, over the last 3 years. Janet said he still does videos about Summer. I don't know. I haven't ever seen none. I haven't seen any. He said she smoked Marlboro. Yeah, she probably did. I don't know. Jody Sue's the only person I know that could. She's the only person I know that could stay up a mother freaking week straight, just sitting there, just freaking sitting there, right? She talks a few minutes and then it's like, you know, nothing. Like she zoned out. Then she'll say a few more words and just sit there, right? Like she went into some kind of fucking trance and you're waiting for her to come out. It's like, oh my gosh, who the hell can, you know, put herself through all that? Right? I mean, she was one of them people that you had to just wait till her life was over, right? You had to wait till her life's over and then swoop in and, you know, listen to it so that you could, you know, when she goes into the trance, you could, you know, fast forward when you see her talk again and fast forward when you see her talk, you know, or because if you try to watch her, man, you lose your fucking mind straight up. I promise. It'd be like, oh my God, I can't do that shit. I'm a patient person, man, but even PG ain't that patient. I'm going to tell you right now. And then I had to listen because nobody else wanted to. And I had to listen, you know, to all of her mumbling. Did you know? Monster. You mean Andy? Don't call him that. Don't call him that. Then she was calling him something like, what was it? Fucking mothball or I don't know. She was calling him something. She was calling him a mothball, I think. I don't know. It was some weird ass name. What way she called him? Does anybody remember what she was calling him? Because I don't. But she wanted everybody to call him by this certain name. You know. And I was like, and then she would mumble. He said this and he said that and Jeff, he was just like, he put us through torture and you guys don't know what she put me for, the shit she put us through. I'm like, what the fuck did she just say? And then you have to rewind and listen again and listen again. And then finally you get all the good stuff, right? You get all the good stuff like her talking about, you know, what she'd do to a kid and, you know, how she doesn't care about somebody comes up there and even if it's a child puts a foot on her property, she's going to do bad stuff. And, you know, and then she's talking about, you know, the Wells kids and how she only liked, you know, this one particular the boy in the middle and, you know, and you get all the good stuff and you get it all in content and you put it through all the, you know, the apps and everything to clean it up so people can actually understand what the hell this person's saying. And then you play it out and everybody else swoops in and takes it, right? Everybody else swoops in and they take it. And you're like, what the hell, right? All these people swooped in and took it. Why didn't they listen to her? Why didn't they put this shit together? Why didn't they do anything so I could swoop in and take it? Right? Why didn't they do that? But they swoop in and they you know, they take your stuff and they play it. And it's like, because none of them wanted to listen to her. Right? None of them wanted to take the time to do everything. But we did it. We did it. You know, might be why I'm fucking crazy now. Right? We did it. Like, whoa. You know, the shit we put ourselves through, right? But summer was worth it. At the end of the day, summer was worth it. everything, all the research, all the hours that we put into what we did and are doing for this little girl is worth it. Because I think now we're starting to understand exactly what went down June the 15th, 2021. I think we're starting to understand maybe a lot more than we want to, right? I think we're starting to understand how unsafe other children are around these evil human beings. And that's the truth. I don't know. Because when I guess Ro could get another channel. I guess she could. I mean, she would have to, in order for Ro to get a new channel, she would have to get a new cell phone. That's what she would have to do. She'd have to get a new cell phone. And she would have to get, she would have to change things up. And she would have to, she'd have to go with the new cable provider. She'd have to go with, a new cell phone. She'd have to get a first new cable provider, then a new cell phone or a new computer that hasn't been hooked up to the old IP address. But she could get another channel, yes. I'm sure she could, if she wanted one. Maybe she don't want one. I don't know. Maybe, she don't want one. Maybe she's tired, maybe I think a lot of people, I think there's a lot of people that, have just really been put through a lot out here. I mean, the hate, you have to be a special kind of person. You got to be a really strong, special kind of person to stay out here in this YouTube community, because you have got a lot of haters out here. You got a lot of people that hate. I mean, I got people hate me, and I don't even know why. I don't know why they hate me. They just do. They need someone to hate, I guess. I mean, I have not ever crossed anyone. Not one person have I ever crossed out here in this YouTube world. What I'm saying is, I have not ever, done nothing. I have not ever started anything with anyone in this YouTube world. Everyone has always came at me, right? They came at me. They came sideways at me. I didn't go sideways at nobody. And, and when they came sideways at me, well, I wasn't just going to stand there, right? You don't just stand there. Somebody coming sideways at you, you don't just stand there. You have to defend yourself. And we do. And we do. And and they don't like it, right? They don't like it. They don't like it when you defend yourself. And then what happens is, because you defended yourself, you end up, with a whole lot of haters. And, that's how it works. That's how it works. I mean, I guess people need somebody to hate on, right? They just need someone to dislike, to make their day go better. I don't know. I don't need anybody to hate. I ain't one of those people that need to hate anyone. My day goes good. Actually, I don't hate on people because my days don't go good. when you hate somebody or disliking people, they get to live rent free in your head, right? They get to live rent free in your head. I don't hate people. I don't even try to hate anybody. You know, that's not what I do. I mean, I love everybody. I love the whole world. But, you know, I stand up for righteousness. God loves everybody too. God loves everyone. But God's going to have to put a whole lot of someone's in Hades. It's not that he don't love them. It's just that, you know, it's just that they are evil and they don't want to do what God wants them to, and they have to end up in Hades because they're not being good. And, you know, and I mean, God's not a hater. He don't hate nobody. He just stands up for righteousness. And if you ain't righteous, then, you know, you got to go to Hades. That's just it. And, you know, that's kind of like what I do. You know, I don't hate anyone, but I'm going to call out. I'm going to call out evilness, you know, because evilness needs to be locked away so it doesn't hurt no one else, right? Evilness has to be locked away. You know, it's got to be locked away on earth, and it's got to be locked away in Hades so everybody else could live, you know, live a life of peace and love and harmony when this life is over. Just the way it is. I mean, I don't hate the Wells. I don't hate the Wells at all. You know, I don't hate them. I ain't got nothing against the Wells. But they're evil. They're evil people. Right? They abused a lot of children. One to where it can't live a normal life. Another one that's completely missing. Right? And I choose to face the truth. The Wells are evil humans. They probably should have been in prison a long time ago for abusing the other children before they ever got to Summer. And Summer's missing. She needs to be found. She needs to be brought home, and justice needs to be served. And her brothers need closure, and so do we. And that's just, you know, that's all facts. That's all facts. That's the truth. And I will call out the truth. I don't care. And I will stand up for righteousness. And I truly believe that, you know, as long as this evil is free to roam, other people are not safe. And it's our job on this earth to help keep everyone safe, not just ourselves, but our neighbors and all the people around us, especially children, especially the ones who cannot defend themselves, right? That's our job. The Bible tells you to, you know, to keep your neighbors, keep watch of your neighbors. The Bible plainly states, you know, to watch over your neighbors and make sure that, you know, their dwelling is just as safe as your own. And they're supposed to be watching over you. But people don't do that. People don't do that. Very few people care if you're safe or not. I do watch over my neighbors. I do watch over children. If I see a child walking walking by itself, walking home by itself. And I see like a weird car in front of me or behind me that's taken note of this child. Then I will make sure that I drive very slow and keep an eye on that child until that child, you know, is safe to where it's going. Whether it's to a home or it's to, you know, wherever. And I also keep an eye on the other vehicle spectating on that child as well. And I take down license numbers and I inform law enforcement that, you know, we got this car with such and such a person in it taking too much of a note of a child, you know, at a certain location. I do, you know, I do my part. I do my part. I have even pulled over to the side of the road and, you know, stayed on the phone with law enforcement, even offered to get out of my car and intervene if necessary. You know, I do my part to try to keep people safe. A lot of people won't go to that length, right? They won't go to that length. You know, they think, well, the person might think you're stalking them or something. I don't care what somebody thinks because I know what I'm doing. I know I'm not stalking nobody. I know I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm trying to keep someone safe. And I don't give a damn what other people think. You know, that's not important to me. What's important to me is to make sure that a woman or a child gets to where they're going safely. That's what's important. I know what I'm doing and God knows what I'm doing, and that's all I care about, knowing what I'm doing. That's it. I don't owe anyone else an explanation. And that's the way all humans should be. Because, you know, you got to lay your gifts up in heaven. It don't matter how many gifts here you get. It don't matter how many gifts you get on earth. They ain't going to do you no good in the next life. Get all the gifts you want here. You can't take none of them with you. You got to be laying them gifts up there. And the way you lay gifts up there is to do good deeds. To do a good deed and not care or let anyone stop you from doing those good deeds. You don't let somebody tell you, oh, you're going to need that money. No, don't give it to that person. I'm going to tell you, God's putting it on you to give to someone. You give it. You give it to them. Don't let someone hold you back. If God's putting it on you to make sure someone's safe getting home, then you make sure they're safe getting home. You do what, you know, you do all of these things because this life don't mean nothing. This life don't mean anything. Too many people are so afraid of this life, you know, so afraid of it. It's weird. I don't understand all of that stress. What I'm afraid of is stress. I don't like stress. Oh yeah, Janet. I look at these weird guys in the park with no kids just sitting there. I'm walking my dog. What are they doing there around a bunch of littles? Don't trust them. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I'm going to tell you, parks are the #1 place for weirdos. Those weirdos are always hanging in parks, right? And I'm going to tell you, parks are the number one. Parks are the number one place where some really bad stuff goes down, right? You know, in New York City, Central Park. Oh man, if you knew the nightmares that went down inside of Central Park, oh my God, it. They've been some really, really bad things happen in that Central Park. And I'm not talking about just at night. There's a lot of bad things went on in there in broad daylight, right? I'm surprised that place ain't haunted as much bad things go down in it. Parks are like, you know, that's usually where kids get abducted, right? That's where they usually get abducted from, is parks. Take your kid to the park to swing and it's gone, right? You can't take your eye off your child for 1 minute. But it's getting so bad now. From what I'm understanding, and you know, and I've seen some videos of it, so I guess it's true. But they said now that like people who, you know, parents and grandparents who pick kids up from school, you know, they don't have a car, they don't have no vehicle to pull up and get the kid and leave. They have to walk. You know, the parents or grandparents, they have to walk to the school, pick up the kid to bring it home. And they said that like this one lady, she had a couple of her grandkids with her, right? She's walking them home. And these guys just pull up, jump out, snatch onto the kid, and just grabbed it. You know, just grabbed the kid right there on broad open daylight on the street, just snatched the kid. And, you know, the old lady, luckily she was able to run it fast enough to, you know, hold on. And finally some other people started come to help. And the guy finally let go and jumped, you know, back in the vehicle and took off. That child didn't get took. But they said that's what they're doing now. You know, it's not even safe for you to walk down the street with your child, because you're walking down the street and the car just pulls up and they, you know, they come at you. So that's the world you're living in. You have to put your child, you know, you actually have to put your child. I'm bringing you up, sweetie. Did you want to close the camera? You have to hit the start cam. The start cam. You got to mute the start cam. Hit the start cam and your camera is shut back. Device not connected. Okay. Hit the link again. Hit the link again and come back up. And don't open your camera this time. Okay, don't open your camera. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm good, PG. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Just popped on because my daughter wanted to say hi to you.
Oh, well, hello.
Maddie, hurry up. She's here. She's been listening to you talk and she loves your voice. And she's always talking about you.
Oh, that is so sweet. Well, God bless her.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, she's making dinner.
Oh.
Yeah,
she's a little.
I wanted to say what an awful night you had last night. Sorry I wasn't there.
Oh, I tell you, it goes with the territory, right?
Yeah, I'm really
it goes
sad.
with the territory.
It's sad that you had to go through all that.
I'm going to tell you, we would walk through hell for Summer. We'd absolutely walk through hell for her. And, you know, that's what those haters need to understand, right? They need to
Yep,
understand that we would literally walk through hell to get the answers to find this little girl, bring her home, and get justice for her
absolutely.
and
Here's
any
my
other missing kid.
here's my little girl. Here she is right now, Maddie. Hello.
Hello, sweetie.
How are you?
Doing
How are
good.
you? That's good.
Doing good, sweetie. I'm glad to hear that you're helping your mother in the kitchen. I love your guys' accent. I absolutely adore your accent. I love that. Yeah, I love their voices too. Yeah, she's so sweet, right? She is sweet.
She sounds really, really young. She's 28.
Okay, dang.
And she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she is a kitty.
It
We went to the
sounds
beach. We
it
went to
sounds
the
like
beach
she's your
swimming
right hand.
yesterday.
That's your
Yeah,
right hand right there, isn't it?
she sure is. She's been hard work too.
Okay,
That's
so
that's 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 my daughter. That's my daughter. My daughter, well, she's usually my right hand. Sometimes she's both of my hands. I don't like that. Right? My daughter, boy, I let her in my kitchen and I won't be able to find nothing. She gets in my kitchen, she wants to rearrange it her way. All right. I tell
Oh
you. And she's
my
just
God. Molly's had me in stitches the last few days. She's hilarious.
yeah. I tell
Isn't
you.
she?
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
sure is. Anyway, PJ, I'm going to get off. Just wanted to hop on and tell you I love you.
Hey, I love you guys too. You know it.
Yeah,
And
God bless.
God bless you guys. Much
Bye.
love. Bye bye, sweetie. They are so sweet. I love my Australia. Yeah, right. Actually, PG is haunted. I'm telling you, I am. I am. I got. I want to tell you, I had no shit. I had some old lady. So I heard this old lady. First, I hear this voice like it's needing, like it's trying to holler for help or something, right? And I'm like, where the hell's that coming from? And you watch these scary movies, right? You watch these scary freaking. Oh, let me tell you what happened to me. Um, mm, I guess it was about a week ago, I think it was. Yeah, I don't keep time, but anyway, it's been within the last couple weeks. Listen to this. I'm in my room, right? I'm in my room, and I'm watching TV. I'm watching TV, and I don't keep at nighttime. I try to kill all the lights in the house, right? I'm watching TV. I get the TV on. I'm watching this TV, and all of a sudden, I promise you, I see this person. It's a person. I know it's a person because it's got legs, and I see him like through, it's like through the a crack of a door because I got a little night light, you know, on that shines out in the hallway. Just a little bit of light. One of those little night lights so you can see if you have to go into the hallway. And so I see this and I'm like, who the hell is that? It was too big to be any of my kids, right? It was too big to be any of my kids. And then I'm thinking, what the heck is their uncle doing up here? Because I'm because the kid's uncle, usually there's like a couple of their uncles hanging around the house, but one lives with us. And I'm thinking, what is he doing up here? So anyhow, I go to look, right? I'm not thinking because this thing looks like it's in like a black jogging suit, right? It looks like it's in this black jogging suit. And it's pretty big, actually bigger than my kid's uncle, right? And I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. But anyway, like in the scary movie, you say, oh, I wouldn't go looking for that. Here I go looking for it, right? I go looking for it. I don't find it. I don't know where the hell it went. I did not find it, but I did see it. I don't even know what it was. But it had legs. It was a person. And it was, when I went looking for it, it was gone. But I was following it, And then like right before that is when I heard, it was a few weeks before that, I heard the woman's voice. And I went looking, I was stupid enough to look for it too, right? And then I heard it say something, and I don't even know what the hell it said. It was like right there with me. And I don't even know what it said. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing I was looking for then is a damn light switch to turn on, right? Because I got to see what I'm looking for. Being able to see it's half the battle. Couldn't find that either. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know if I bought something, brought it into my house, I don't believe in ghosts. But then I was like, what the hell have I bought lately? Right? Because I love antiques. I love antique stuff. And I do buy some antique pieces, right? So I'm thinking to myself, what did you buy lately? Where have you been? What did you maybe pull into the house that could have some weird thing? I'm like, am I going insane? Like, I don't even believe in this shit. And I'm sitting here trying to, take inventory of all my stuff to see if maybe some freaking old lady is attached to it, or, some big old weird ghost that likes to wear jogging suits. What the fuck? I'm like, PG, you're losing it, right? I'm talking to myself. They say you're crazy, they say you're crazy when you talk to yourself, right? I'm going to tell you, I'm double crazy, because I wouldn't only talk to myself, baby. I was answering myself too, right? So I'm like, hell, they're more unsafe than I am. I got to go back to bed. And I did. I was like, I don't know where it's at. I don't give a damn. I went to sleep. I ain't got time for all of that. I woke up the next day and it's like, well, obviously it must have been nothing, right? Might have been something I ate. Then I start thinking about what I had for, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't know. It's shit like that often keeps me awake at night. But straight up, I don't know if I'm haunted or not. And let me tell you, it was too big to be Andrew. Right? That's a good thing. Yeah, exactly, Molly. Exactly. Right? Get the vacuum out, suck it up. I'm like, shoot. I don't know. I'm like, I don't mind. I don't care about ghosts. I don't care about ghosts. But at least they can help pay rent, right? If they're going to move in, they need to help pay the rent. That's all I got to say. They need to drop some money. They need to drop some money from the ceiling or something. The one thing about spirits or whatever they call them, I don't know what the hell they are, apparitions, spirits, ghosts, whatever. They all motherfucking broke, right? They all broke. None of them got no money. They don't ever, they bring water in the house. They bring mud in the house, right? They turn things on. They turn things off. But they never fucking leave no money. What the hell's up with that? Bunch of broke ass ghosts living for free. Oh, so you're Freddy the Freeloader, right? Oh, Central Park's haunted. I thought you meant I was. I was thinking there for a minute. I was. Seriously. Yeah, I'm getting me an old iron. On the one you put in a fire and on your clothes. I have to clean it really good, but great Christmas present. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, you got to be careful. You got to be real careful with that iron, because if you put it on the fire, you have to make sure that if you go to iron something, you better make sure you put like a clean damp cloth over top of it and use the iron on top of a clean damp cloth, because those irons won't only burn stuff really quickly or put a hole through it, but they also sometimes will leave like, a stain on your clothes. So always make sure, you have to always make sure you put, a clean damp cloth over top, maybe a dish towel, wet a dish towel and wring it out really good, and to use on top, because those irons are really, really bad. And like the curling iron, they have the curling irons that you can put into the grill, the fire. And those things will literally burn if you don't, curl your hair really quick. Like you try to hold it, if you hold it like a normal curling iron, your whole curl will come off. It burns your hair right off your head. It's crazy. Oh yeah. Yeah. Them freaking wild hogs are real dangerous. And sometimes they're even rabied. You don't want to mess with no wild hogs. Ernie's supposed to still be in jail. I don't know. I need to check. I need to get an update on Ernie. I heard he's still in jail. Nobody would put bail because he's a runner. They want 10,000. They wanted 10,000 to bail him up out of there. And, but he's a runner, so nobody would put the money up. Yeah, I heard that too, Molly. I heard that too. Yeah. People did some weird stuff, didn't they? You're back in the day, they would actually bake potatoes. They would bake a couple potatoes and they would put them in their jacket pockets in order to keep their hands warm. I mean, they did some really weird things. And they also had a like this box. They put charcoal or cold in it, not charcoal, but cold in it. Or they would put, little fire chips in there and they would put it in the floor of the horse and buggy. They would set it in the floor of the horse and buggy in order to keep their feet warm. They put the blanket over, like the blanket they put over their lap blanket. They would put that over top of the box too, hold it up, and the heat would, help keep them warm going and coming from wherever they're coming and going from. Oh, wow. You seen a real ghost? Just said you are eating just fine. You seen a ghost. I seen one when I was 9, 10, and I'll never forget the way he looked and what he was wearing. Even the blue in the eyes. He was real. I ran to my mom. Wow. She said I miss a waterbed. I don't want to try at once though. I think for that. Um when you go to clean like a coffee pot or an urn or something, salt works really well. Just regular box salt works really well to clean like coffee pots and the bottom of urns and stuff. And just regular salt. What would clean it up really, really nice is some stuff. I think it's called bartender. Um, you can buy it practically anywhere, but it really, really works good. I'm going to tell you, if you use that stuff, you would not want to use anything else. I promise you. That stuff cleans sinks, it cleans floors, it cleans everything. I mean, it really is your best friend. I use it all the time. I love it. Hold on. I'll make sure that's the name of it. Okay, it's called Barkeeper's Friend. That's what it's called. You might want to try that, Jess. If you want to really clean it up nice, try that. Get some of that Barkeeper's Friend. Man, that stuff works so good. Yeah, it's not bartender. It's called Barkeeper's Friend. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, it is a friend. You can get it almost anywhere. I pick mine up at usually you can get them like at the hardware stores. A lot of hardware stores sell it. but that's what it's called. And man, it works. I promise you, it works, and it sells out really fast. I guess a lot of people know how good it is because when it comes in stock, it's gone. I think people buy like boxes of it, and it only costs like $1 or $2. I mean, it's only like $1 or $2, and you get a great big can of it, for $1 or $2. I'm an Ajax and Comet don't hold it. Ajax and Comet does not work as good as this stuff. That barkeeper's friend, oh my God, it's like magic. That stuff is like magic. It will clean anything. Straight up. I used it on my marble floors. And boy, did it shine them up so pretty. Yeah, it is really some good stuff. I use it on my sinks, and you don't have to really scrub. I mean, you don't have to, it's very easy. It's like it's like the magic erasers, that you buy. Only better, like 20 times better. I buy it every time. Every time I see it, I buy it. I keep a stock load of it because it's that good. It is really, really good stuff. It'll clean all your bathroom sinks. It cleans, it cleans your commode. It will keep your everything white as snow in your house. It is really good stuff. And it's like I said, it's so easy to use. You don't have to really put some force behind it to get it to work. You put that stuff in the bathtub, and man, it cleans your bathtub like just makes everything shine. It makes everything shine. Like if you use Comet or Ajax, you have to really, really scrub, and you have to, use more, and you have to use something different, and it just don't get the job done. I used to buy something else that was really good too. I can't remember the name of it. It was a liquid. But man, it really cleaned good too. It really, really cleaned. But it was like using bleach. You had to, if you used it, you had to open a window or something, right? Because it really had a strong chemical smell to it. The barkeeper's friend, it has no smell or anything like that. You can clean in it and it's just fine. There's no chemical smells or anything to it, which is really, amazing. It's amazing. That stuff's better than using bleach. All borax is good too. That borax is real good stuff. Borax is good too. If you use a little bit of that borax and baking soda, the borax, sugar, and baking soda, and make it into like a paste, and put it around, for ants, like in the summertime, you get those freaking ants that want to army up and come into your house. If you make a paste of that and put, like outside around your house, you won't see no ants. You won't see any ants at all. Like it's seriously works on ants. Yeah, right? Exactly. They need to send me some of that stuff for free. I should get some for free for advertising, right? For advertising for them. I'm going to have to take a picture of the can and pop it up. Right? Maybe they'll send me a couple boxes for free. I'd be so happy. I hope none of my kids are hearing this, or my kid's uncle, because Christmas I'll have a big can of that sticking out of my stocking, and they'll think it's so funny. We thought that's all you wanted for Christmas. Some barkeeper's friend. Right? Have you ever seen what was out in the daytime? Oh yeah. I'm gonna you talking about it, you're talking about a ghost? Oh hell yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen ghosts. I've seen ghosts, what they call ghosts. I've seen those things in the morning. I've seen those things in the afternoon. I've seen those things at night. I've seen them. I've seen them out in the daylight. That's the truth. I really have. I don't, I really do not believe in ghosts because um I really don't believe in them because, I've seen things weirder, way weirder than that. But um the reason, you know, but these things, these apparitions, that people talk about, they say are ghosts. I bought, I really did. I actually went to a sale. I went to a sale and I seen this antique. It was an antique piece. And I drag it home, right? I dragged this, it was really nice. It was really nice piece. And I drag it home. And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy dragging this thing home. I drag it home and I get it in. Well, actually, my daughter was the one really on it, not me as much as her. I thought it was really nice. It was nice. But, she was like, are you going to get it? Can we get it? It's really nice. I really like it. Kind of thing. And that helped me make my decision on getting it. So we drag it home. And anyway, it's in the house. Hadn't been in the house like a few days, right? A few days. And my daughter says, I want it out of my room. I said, you want it out of your room? I thought you liked it. I thought you were the one that wanted it. I thought, it was supposed to be really, really nice. And when we got it, I had someplace else for it, but you was wanting it. So I drag it all the way to your room. And now you want it out? Why? I just don't want it. I don't want it. I say, okay, that's cool. That's fine. Well, listen, this thing's pretty heavy, so I can't move it right away, right? I can't move it right away. So I'm in her room, and I'm cleaning. I'm cleaning her room up. That's what I'm doing. I'm cleaning her room up. And I'm in her bathroom, right? I'm inside of her bathroom, cleaning it. And all of a sudden I see this person, and that's what it was, a person, walks into the room, and they walk, and for a minute there I thought it's my daughter, but it registered in my head when I looked, out the door into her room. It registered in my head that this chick's too big. She's too big to be my daughter. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, because she kind of had the same color hair as my daughter, only not as long, but she was bigger than my daughter. And I'm like, who the hell is this? Once it registers in my head that it's not my daughter, because when I first seen her, I thought it was. And she walks all the way over, and she looks out this window, right? This chick's in the room looking out a window. And I'm like, as soon as I'm realizing, this ain't my daughter, because her hair ain't as long, and, she's too big. And I'm going to, so I like, what the hell? And I turn around to go, to go out there. And she, as I'm heading out of the bathroom door, she's heading past my daughter's bed towards the door that goes, out of the bedroom into the hallway. So I'm coming out, because I want to know who the hell's in this house with me, And I come out of the bathroom, and I see her going through out into the hallway. So I follow around to go out in the hallway, and she's gone. This person is gone. I'm like, where the hell did this person go? Because I'm standing in the hallway all alone now, and I can't find this girl, right? I can't find her. So I decide I'm going to look all over the house for her, because I know I seen her. She looked just as real as myself, and I seen her walk all the way in the room. I seen her go all the way to the window. I seen her looking out. So, I'm like, who the hell is this? And so I follow her, right? I follow her. And this is right after we get this particular item. And so, later my daughter comes home, and I tell my daughter, I said, there was a girl upstairs in your room. Kind of looked like you. All the doors were locked, all my windows were locked, my doors were locked. There's no way someone could have gotten in. I have an alarm system. I'm like, there's a girl in your room. She had this blonde hair. I didn't really get to see her face because her back was to me. And then when, was coming out of the bathroom, she was already heading to the hallway. So I really didn't get a look at her face. My daughter's like, that's why I want that thing out of the room, because I seen her too. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, my daughter had seen this thing, right? She's like, yeah. She said, I was laying on my bed reading a book, and I looked up, and there's this woman looking me in the face. I didn't know who she was either. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you what happened to that thing. It was pretty heavy, but I'm going to tell you what, that damn thing was getting out of my house. That's why my daughter didn't want it in her room, right? She didn't want it in her room because that sucker was haunted. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I got rid of that thing, and let me tell you something. I ain't seen that blonde-headed chick no more, right? I haven't seen her anymore. I'm like, that is crazy as hell. Yeah. But yeah, I did see her. I did. She walked right in, walked straight over, looking out the window. I was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. She was straight. That was a little weird. I mean, I wasn't afraid of her. I just wanted to know who she was. You know? Like, I think I could talk to ghosts because I'm not really afraid of them. I just don't like the way they run and then they disappear on you. I don't know. I don't know. She was attached. She was attached to that item because when that item, and it got took really quick. Trust me, like that item got taken really fast. I set it out and it was gone. It got taken within seconds. I mean, it didn't last no time. It was gone. Somebody came and got it. And but it was really nice. But it seriously, I think it was haunted because I haven't seen it since. And that was like almost a year ago. That was probably about a year ago. So there was definitely something attached to that. Right. Yeah. They say don't, well, I always tell myself, like, when I bought that and something was attached to it, that ain't the first thing I bought with shit attached to it. But when I bought that, I told myself I'm not buying anything, no more antique stuff. If it ain't new, I'm not buying it. That was my, I'm going to be the first owner. That way I know, if it's going to be haunted, it's going to be haunted by me, right? So, that's what I tell myself. But the next thing I know, I'm buying something else, right? I'm back out. I'm back out there. I mean, like these little shops get you, don't they? I mean, they suck you right in. You're going past this antique shop, and all this stuff's catching your eye, and you're like, next thing you know, you're whipping the car in there, ain't you? Parking it, and you tell yourself, I'm not going to buy nothing. I'm just going to look. And the next thing you know, you're out there with your trunk open and a bunch of stuff going in it, and it's crazy. It's like it sucked you in there. I don't know. Yeah. Use holy water, sage, and prayer. Exactly. Exactly. Well, listen, you guys, I got to stop talking about all this ghost stuff because, um, I got to sleep by myself. I don't know anybody else has to do, but I got to sleep by myself tonight. My fiance, he sleeps at his place. I got to sleep at my place. And that's just the way it is. And I got to sleep by myself. So I ain't going to talk no more about this ghost stuff because, I love it, Peachy. Yeah. Well, if I had somebody to climb in bed with tonight, I wouldn't care to talk about this stuff. But since I don't, and I'm going to be climbing in bed alone, I have to, I have to, I have to get off of here and say good night. No, I got to keep you guys on here until the sun comes up now. Right? Sorry, you guys. I got a visitor. It wasn't a ghost. It's one of my kids. Right? But anyway, yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm not I'm not afraid of no ghost. I call Ghostbusters, right? I'll call, I'll, I'll call, Popo, and they have to come looking for it, see if they can find it. Right? Then I have them pissed off at me too. They'd be like, at least the fires are real. Right? when I have to call the other department, that's real. But no, I'm kidding. I don't, even though I've seen stuff, I don't believe in it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something we ate. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. But I don't believe in it. I just can't. Even though I'm seeing it, I can't believe in it. It's weird. Anyway, PG is going to let you guys get to bed. I'm going to let you guys get some rest. I know I came in late tonight. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll try to make it in earlier. I won't be here tomorrow night, you guys. I won't be here tomorrow night. And I won't be here Friday. God willing, we'll be back Saturday. Pick it up from there. I just want to let you guys know PG will not be in tomorrow night. And I don't ever leave without asking you to please, please, please pray for Summer. Keep those prayers going up for this little girl. God is not the last thing we need. He's the first thing we need. God is the first thing we need in this case, because we need God in order to get this solved. So let us pray in the name of Jesus that God answers our prayers for this baby. I know that we've been praying and praying and praying. I cannot answer to why God has not let Summer be found yet. I can't answer that. He's got his reasons. God's got his reasons. But, we just got to keep praying. We just got to keep praying, and we just got to keep faith that at some point he's going to put a hand in this and he's going to let this case be solved. Right? He's letting so much information come out. We know so much more than we did before. And I'm sure at some point we're going to know everything. The Bible says that anything done in the dark shall be pulled to the light. So this case will be pulled to the light. When, I don't know. But it will. I do know. Right? It will at some point. That I do know. So let us keep the prayers going up, and let us keep praying that the Lord pulls this case into the light and lets this baby be found, and this case be solved, and justice be served in the name of Jesus. Amen. And pray for the rest of these missing children too. So many babies out here going through so much. Let us pray for them and pray for one another, because that's what God wants us to do. McBro, good to see you. Good to see you. God bless. Good to see you in here. But ABM, how you doing, sweetie? I wanted to just absolutely let you guys know how much I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you supporting the channel. You guys know PG does. And the next time we're here, Saturday, we're here. We can talk some more about these apparitions, these ghosts. Matter of fact, I have actually seen and read some stories lately that I think you guys would really be interested in when it comes to this kind of stuff. It held my attention. And if it can hold my attention, I bet it'll hold yours. So I'll definitely bring it to the table next time, because it seems like everybody likes to talk about it. So we'll definitely talk about this again. And I wanted to let you know that if you have any recipes that you would like me to add to Summer's cookbook, Christmas cookbook, please send them to me. Cookie recipes, brownies, any kind of treats for Christmas, send it to me. If you got any pictures you would like me to add to her Christmas video, please send them to me. And, so I can put it all together. I'm in the process of putting it all together. So if you have anything, please send it, and I'll be glad to, to put your name on it and add it into her video for Christmas. We want to, we're going to do a little something for her for Christmas. So please send whatever you'd like to be in there, and I will add it to everything. Oh, I appreciate that, Justice, for you. I appreciate it. I just wanted to remind everybody of that too, because it's getting closer and closer to Christmas now. And I wanted to let everybody know, we're like 20 days away from Christmas Eve. So, let us get all of the things together so we can, do something really nice for Christmas, for Summer. And the other missing kids too. If there's any missing children that Sebastian, Michael Vaughn, Quentin, any other children, send it to me. We'll put it in a video of the missing children. All of us, like Justin. Justin really is attached to Sebastian. Sometimes we get attached to these kids, right? We get really attached to them. So, if there's some particular ones you're attached to, even if they're, like the West Boys or, John Benet Ramsey, whatever, send the pictures. I'll make sure I put them in the video, the Christmas video for Summer and all the missing kids. That's what I wanted to remind you of. And I'm going to say good night, God bless, and much love. Oh, and keep me in your prayers too, you guys, because we just talked about ghosts. And remember, PT's got to sleep alone. I'll be praying for you too. Good night, everybody.